Dan Locke is a story of a man who beat all the odds. A true immigrant success story. Dan came to North America at 14 years old, speaking little to no English, having no contacts or money. His parents went bankrupt and divorced by the time he turned 16. Now, being raised by a single mother, he swore to be the man that would protect and provide for his mom. He worked for minimum wage for anyone that would hire him. He dropped out of college to pursue his business dreams. Dan started and failed at 13 businesses before having his first success, and became a self-made millionaire by 27, and a multi-millionaire by the age of 30. Today, his investment portfolio spans the globe, including real estate, digital marketing, education, and private equity. When Dan's father passed away, Dan shifted from living a life of success to a life of significance. He wanted his life to count for something bigger than himself. Dan Locke's mission is to inspire and empower people to take back control of their lives, develop unshakable financial confidence, and become a better version of themselves. Dan's rags to riches story has been featured in numerous publications, even featured on the cover of the iconic Concierge and Jet Set magazine alongside with Richard Branson, Daniel Craig, and The Rock. Dan is an international best-selling author of 12 books, a two-time TEDx opening speaker. The Dan Locke brand is followed by millions on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Now, get ready for the webinar.
This is Dan Locke.
And Kayvon.
Now, we have people joining us from all over the world. If you are showing up today and you want to learn how to make your first $100,000, $200,000, or even $500,000, and you want to make an incredible income without cold calling, prospecting, or doing anything online, you are in the right place. Now, maybe you've tried your best to make $10,000 a month with social media and affiliate marketing and network marketing and running ads and drop shipping and ebooks and e-commerce and SEO, product launches, and Amazon membership sites or mobile apps. And you feel like there must be an easier way to hit your goals. Well, then you may be right. Because personally, I have probably done all these business models in one way or another. And some I still do. And what you're about to see today may be the fastest and easiest way that I know of personally to make 6 figures a year, especially if you don't have a track record or any previous experience. I promise you this will be a powerful, powerful, powerful training session for you. Now, before we get going, I want you to do yourself a favor. I want you to turn off any distractions or any applications or emails or any other programs running in the background. You'll see that this webinar will go smoother as well. And I want you to grab a pen or iPad or something to take notes with. Because I have 4 secrets I'm going to walk you through that I'm going to show you how to create that dream lifestyle and how to make that FU money as a high ticket closer. Now, assume if you're on this webinar, you've already read my book, FU Money. And I'm not talking about a little bit of money. I'm talking about making enough money to finally say fuck you to your boss, to your enemies, to the people who've dumped you, to the people who have doubted you. I'm talking about complete, total freedom to live your life the way that you want it, doing the things that you've always wanted to do. You want to spend quality time with your family and friends? Done. You want to buy things without looking at the price tag? Done. You want to drive that dream car that you want? Done. You want to travel and stay at the best hotels in the world? Done. You want to hand some homeless person on the street $100 without even thinking about it, done. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about making as much money as you damn well want and live your life as you damn well please. Does that sound good? Kayvon and I, we are on a mission, and our mission is to create 100 six-figure high-ticket closers in the next 12 months. Now, it's not just because I'm a fucking nice guy, which I am. It's because we actually need 100 high-ticket closers on our team, on Team Danlock and Team Kayvon, to handle the growth that we have. And I'll explain that in just a moment. My question to you is this. Would you love to be one of them? Would you love to be one of them? Yes? Good. Let me explain what makes this webinar different. Now, I know you've probably been to other webinars. All promises that they could change your life. All promises they have the answer. Maybe it's a webinar on how to make money with social media, or how to make money as an affiliate marketer, or how to make money on Amazon, or how to make money on the internet, or how to make money dragging your family and friends into some MLM opportunities. And maybe you've even tried some of these so-called opportunities, and yet your life stays the fucking same. Or maybe you've made a little bit of money, a few $100 here and there, but not the life-changing money that you were hoping for. And you still feel like you're stuck at the same place. What makes this webinar different today is I am letting you inside of our lives, my life and Kayvon's lives, as a high-ticket closer. I'm the number one expert on the planet when it comes to high-ticket sales, period. Unlike other bullshit gurus, I simply refuse to teach stuff that I haven't done. I'm not a guy that gets on a webinar that teach stuff that I read somewhere. I teach stuff that I live. In other words, I eat my own cooking. I walk the fucking talk. Are we clear? I'm going to show you undeniable proof of how you can make $40,000 to $250,000 a year with nothing more than a computer and a phone, using skills you can learn in a weekend, just on a weekend. And I'm going to share 4 secrets with you. That's the game plan. And I have a lot to share with you, so let's jump right into it. The very first secret I'm going to share with you is the concept, the principle that I created. It's called the wealth triangle. And I'm going to share with you how the wealth triangle has helped me to become a multi-millionaire by the age of 30. Now, this is me in my iconic red suit on iconic concierge magazines. One of the most prestige magazines in Canada feature me on their covers along with the Aston Martin DB11, calling me the king of high ticket sales. But my life wasn't always like this. This is my mom and dad and me in the middle. I guess I always have a thing for red suit or something, even as a kid. I was born in Hong Kong and I came to Canada years ago with no money, no connections, and not a word of the English language on my lips. English was not my first language. My mom and dad got divorced when I was 16 years old because my dad had an affair. And my mom decided that she didn't want to stay in Hong Kong and she didn't want to stay in the relationship. In fact, that's one of the reasons why we immigrated to Canada. Now, if you can imagine going to a new country where you don't speak the language. Growing up, I didn't have a lot of confidence. I wasn't one of those people who was born to do some great or wonderful things, that had big dreams. I was going to do this, I'm going to do that. No, I wasn't one of those people who know all the right people in all the right places, because when I first got to Canada, I didn't know anybody. And I wasn't one of those people who had great talents. I was what my teachers would say, average intelligence, or sometimes below average intelligence, depends on the class. I was a C student, I was a D student. So I wasn't one of those students that had a good education or that had a good resume. In fact, I dropped out of college. So not in a million years could I ever imagine that I would be writing books and being interviewed on a weekly basis and traveling the world and impacting hundreds of thousands of people. Not in a million years could I ever imagine that I would be where I'm today, because I got into business by accident. I almost got pushed into this whole thing. I got into business out of necessity because I wanted to take care of my mom. I started my first business when I was in high school with just a couple of my buddies, mowing lawns for people in our neighborhood. Now, let me tell you this, the lawn mowing business is not a lot of fun, okay? Every day you're dealing with insects and dirt. And like 6 months of doing that, I developed allergy. And so it was not a pleasant experience. I mean, we had a nice lawnmower. We printed out a bunch of flyers, except we didn't have any customers. So we weren't making any money at all. The only asset that I had at the time was a lemon of a white Ford Escort with almost 150,000 miles on it. This is my car. Now, you can't see it from this photo, but the passenger door actually does not work. It does not open. So I remember when back then I would drive my mom to buy groceries, and she would have to come over to my side, the driver's seat, and she would have to like kind of leap over to the other side to get in and out of the car. And it was some interesting time back then. And I was heavily in debt. I maxed out all my credit cards. I read Think and Grow Rich. How many of you have read Think and Grow Rich? Right? By Napoleon Hill. And how about How to Win Friends and Influence People? Right? Very famous book by Dale Carnegie. Now, the problem was I couldn't figure out how to influence my friends to loan me more damn money, because I was jumping from one thing to another. Nothing really worked for me. I was an opportunity junkie, kind of like this old lady here. Oh dear, this Nigerian prince needs help, and it looks like I can make a few dollars too. Like I was like anything that kind of remotely sounds like I could make a quick buck doing. I mean, I was in. I was buying this course, going to that seminar, jumping on whatever that sounds like I could make a quick buck. I was just so fucking desperate. And the more I tried to search for the answer for fortune and riches, the more I dug myself into a hole. You know what I'm talking about here? Until I had an epiphany. Now, I didn't have a name for it until much later in my life. I discovered the power of the wealth triangle. And here's the wealth triangle. There are 3 parts to the triangle. The first part, the first stage of the wealth triangle is what I call high income skilled. Now, I define high income skill as a skill that could make you a minimum of $10,000 or more per month. It's not a job, it's not a job, and it's not a business. It is a skill that you can offer to the world, to the marketplace, in exchange of money. So you're trading your hours for dollars, but for high dollars, not minimum wage. And high income skills provides you with stability, comfort, and peace of mind. That's why it's so important. It is your foundation. At this stage, what happens is you make you money. You make you money. Then you move on to stage 2, what I call scalable business. Now you have a business that you could scale. You have a team around you. Now your business makes you money. Once your business is generating so much profit, now you can take that profit, take that cash flow, and invest and move into what I call high return investments. Now, how I define high return investment is investments that generate above average return, more than 10% returns on your money year in and year out. And at this stage, then now you're putting your money to work, and you're leveraging the power of money. You're building your net worth, and you're building long-term wealth. So you think about it, high income skills provide you with income. It provides you with cash that you can live on. And then scalable business provides you with cash flow. And once you have a lot of cash flow, you take that and you invest into high return investment. And now it builds your net worth. Now, why is this so important to get? Because if you look at most people, why they fail is they try to start a business, they mortgage their homes, and they have no business skills or experience whatsoever. And you see this on like Shark Tank or even Dragon's Den, and they lose all the life savings. You can see they're so emotionally attached to that idea or that invention. Or they're just an employee and they try to speculate in real estate or the stock market. And you know what happens, don't you? They lose everything. They are dreamers, not actual entrepreneurs. You see, you cannot shortcut this process. If you want to be financially successful, you absolutely do not skip the steps. You go from stage 1, high income skills, to stage 2, scalable business, and to stage 3, high return investment. Is this making sense to you? Once I got this, I went to work. I stopped looking for opportunities that would make me rich. I stopped trying to fix my mindset and doing affirmations and hoping that would make me successful. I asked myself the one fucking question that forever changed my life. I asked myself this question: what's the one high income skill that I could develop today that will free me from financial struggles and worries forever? I'll say that again. What's the one high income skill that I could develop today that will free me from financial struggles and worries forever? I wasn't looking to become a millionaire overnight. I wasn't looking for some magic pill that would make me successful. I was looking within myself. And the first high income skill that I developed was copywriting. Now, when it comes to copywriting, in case you don't know what it is, it's basically the skill, the ability to create marketing literatures and sales letters that can bring in business. And that's how I got started. And that's when I learned about marketing and human psychology. And within a year, I had a mentor of mine. He took me under his wing and taught me how to do this. And I was making $10,000 a month as a copywriter. I was in my early 20s. Now, I know that maybe for someone listening to this, maybe 10,000 may not be a lot of money, but I could tell you back then, that felt like $1 million. That's in my early 20s, 10,000 a month. It was life-changing money. And then later on, I developed my next high income skill, which is consulting, because from copywriting, naturally, I have clients who came to me and say, "Hey, Dan, can you help me strategize? Can you do some consulting for me?" I added another 6-figure annual income using that high income skill as a consultant. Then is public speaking. Then is marketing and deal making and investing, and eventually to high ticket selling. My high income skills bought me this Audi R8 when I was 26 years old. Now, over the years, my high income skills have made me tens of millions of dollars and will continue to make me millions of dollars till the day I die. I use those very same skill, the same skill sets, to grow and scale my companies. Remember what I talked about? I develop my high income skills first, and then I take those skill sets, I take that experience, then I start to grow my business. Then I start my scalable business. And then I take those earnings from those companies, then I invest in real estate. That's my wealth triangle. That's my formula to wealth. And my high income skills also got me featured on Jet Set magazine alongside with Richard Branson, Daniel Craig, and Damon John. Now today, I enjoyed a very comfortable lifestyle that I myself could not have imagined. Last year, I bought a brand new home with a view of the water in one of the most expensive cities in the world, Vancouver. And unlike some other people who rented their homes to film some of these videos, right? I actually own this fucking home, okay? I own this. 4,300 square feet, 6 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms. And you can see actually on YouTube, you type in Dan Lok luxury home, you'll find my home. I gave you actually a tour before construction and after. Now, it's not a mansion. I don't want a fucking mansion, but it's the perfect home for me and my lifestyle. Okay. And my YouTube channel, I have now over 43,000 subscribers with more than 3.3 million total views on my YouTube channel, and it's growing every day. And besides the money, besides the success, and besides the fame, I can impact others in a meaningful way. I've been a TEDx opening speaker twice. And I've got friends who I care deeply about and who care about me. And of course, I've got the love of my life, my wife, Jenny. He's also my best friend and business partner and life partner. And I bought my mom a home in Taiwan. And people ask me all the time, what's out of all these things that you've done, Dan, what's the one thing that you're the most proud of? I could tell you, like, all the fame and fortune and accomplishments and all that is nice. But I could tell you without hesitation, the thing that I'm most proud of is for the last 8 years, I've fully provided for my mom so she doesn't have to work. Now she just travels and spends time with her friends and also does charity and volunteer work. And I can do that because I've learned something very, very important that I would like to share with you. And that is the concept of financial freedom is out of date. What? Dan, come on. Now, I'm with you so far, but what do you mean? Here's what I've learned. The concept of financial freedom is obsolete. Because here's what I've learned over the years in business, that just because, quote unquote, you're financially free today, it doesn't mean that you're free tomorrow or 2 years from now. Because in life, we go through ups and downs. My life goes through ups and downs, and in businesses, you also go through ups and downs. So when I made a bad investment, I'm suddenly less free. You follow what I'm saying? And even companies, you see, that who made billions of dollars could go bankrupt overnight. So what I'm going to share with you, this might come as a shock. Please write this down. Financial freedom is an illusion. Financial freedom is an illusion. Okay? If not financial freedom, then what? Don't aim for financial freedom. Instead, aim for financial confidence. Not financial freedom, but financial confidence. Develop the skills and the confidence and the ability to make money on demand. It doesn't matter what happens in the economy. It doesn't matter if you lose everything tomorrow, because you know you can make it back. That's true stability. That's true freedom. That's true security. You are not relying on a third party or even an investment to provide for you. Are you getting this? Because it never ceases to amaze me how most people think of nothing when it comes to buying a car or even a high definition TV that costs them thousands of dollars. Basically a doodad, a liability. But when it comes to buying financial confidence, it is such a major decision. I remember a number of years ago, I was speaking at a business seminar. It was a 2-day seminar. And I was one of the keynote speakers. In fact, I was the first speaker on the day. And after my presentation, I stayed and I wanted to learn. And I sat there as an audience, front row seat. And about 30 minutes into the second speaker's presentation, I stood up, and I started walking towards the back table. And people were looking at me and they thought I was bored. Maybe I was leaving and going back to the hotel room. No, I was going to the back to sign up for the speaker's education because I know what I want. I know what action I need to take to better my life. I don't need to wait for someone to tell me to stand up and go to the back. And the staff in the back said to me, "But Dan, you don't know the price yet." I said, "It doesn't matter. Here's my credit card. I don't care how much it costs. Just put it on my card." "Yeah, but Dan, you don't know what it is. You don't know if it's a course, is it a seminar, it's like a bunch of DVDs. You don't know what you're buying." I said, "It does not matter. Just sign me up. I want what he has to offer. And I did the same thing for the third speaker, and I did the same thing for the fourth speaker. I don't know. On that day, I must have invested $7,000 in my own education. And then finally, one of the staff couldn't help. He couldn't help it. And he asked me this question. He said, Dan, I don't understand. Don't you know enough about building wealth and making money? Why are you signing up for these programs? I mean, you're already a millionaire, for God's sakes. I mean, you teach this stuff. I said, dude, how do you think I get to become a millionaire? Like, duh. See, isn't it interesting how people who need this information the most don't seem to be seeking it? Think about it. Because how many of you have friends and family that you know maybe they should be on this webinar and they would benefit from this webinar, yet they're not here? How many of you also realize in your life you have people who say to you, what? You're going to another webinar? Oh, make sure you don't let them sell you anything. Please write this down. Stop taking advice from broke people on how to get rich. Stop taking advice from broke people on how to get rich. Sometimes these are the people who love you the most that mess you up. Sometimes they call family. You see, you have to understand, millionaires, we don't care. We don't worry about what other people think. It's not their business. In fact, how many of you believe if you stop caring what other people think of you, you could have made a lot more money by now and could have been a lot more successful? Yes? Here's what I learned about life. When you're in your 20s, you're very concerned what people think about you. When you're in your 30s, you don't really care that much what people think about you. And when you get to your 40s, you discover the truth. Nobody was even thinking about you at all. Because wouldn't you agree that millionaires, we think differently from the poor and the middle class? Yes, we do. You see, you got to understand something here. That $7,000 investment has made me $100,000 in the first 30 days. I got all my money back the first day I used the material. You see, making money is not difficult. Write this down. Write this down. Money is math. Money is math. Millionaires, we think in terms of ROI, return on investments. You buy something for $7,000 and it makes you $100,000. How many of you think that's a bargain? It's a no-brainer. In fact, let me ask you this question. How many of you would want me to sell you something for $7,000 that would make you $100,000? How many of you would want me to? If you're not saying yes, I cannot help you. I mean it. I've got nothing to teach you. Nobody can teach you because you don't fucking get it yet. Your mindset is so locked into, I don't want to buy anything. I just want to make money. Well, I don't blame you. I used to think the same way and I was fucking broke. Because I see it all the time that people, they get in their own way more often than they think. You fuck yourself up. You fuck yourself up. There's a great book, maybe you've read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, that people talk about, oh, you know, I can't afford it, right? I can't afford it. That it costs us too much. I know this piece of property would provide a 50% return on my investment, but I just can't afford it. And Robert Kiyosaki talks about a much better question to ask is, how can I afford it? Because he said the statement, I can't afford it, shuts down your thinking. By asking the right question, your mind opens up and looks for answers. It becomes more resourceful. But except it's a shift in mindset, isn't it? Millionaires, we don't care how much it costs. We think ROI. We want to know how much it can make us. And that's all that matters. I mean, I could give you the skills. I could give you the step-by-step system. But if you make that mental shift, you'll find a way to take yourself out of the game. And you'll find a way to self-sabotage your success. You'll find a way to fuck it all up. Does that make sense? Here's a powerful question to ask yourself. How can I make it make me money? How can I make it make me money? Not I can't afford it. You see, it's a different level of thinking. That's what I'm talking about. Secret number 2. Why high ticket closing is one of the most high paying and most in demand professions in the world. Now, I believe it is the most powerful high income skill that you can develop today that could get you to that six-figure income quickly and easily. Now, this is a unique perspective that only me, Dan Lok, can provide to you because I'm a mentor to so many entrepreneurs. Let me ask you this question. Have you noticed that your average internet entrepreneur they're too busy running their businesses, okay? And the marketplace is more competitive than ever. The cost of advertising is going up. The old days of making money selling low ticket offers is over. Most of the low ticket offers, anywhere from $7 to even $197, they become the initial sell to get customers into the funnel. All the money is made in the back end. And that's why you see these high ticket packages selling at $3,000 to as much as $25,000. So I'm talking about the done for you services, the coaching packages, the consulting packages, seminars, online training. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. And here's the thing. It's virtually impossible to close these high ticket offers using just a video or sales copy. These high ticket offers need to be closed on the phone. Okay, you might be thinking, okay, so Dan, I get this. What does this have to do with me? This is where we come in. All these leaders, they spend a fortune every month generating leads, converting those leads, running webinars, doing email follow-ups, and making videos and publishing content. They don't make the real money until a high-ticket closer like you and me gets on the phone and closes these high-ticket packages for them. Are you getting this? And they're happy to pay you 10 to 15% commission if you could do that for them. You can be the rainmaker. It means you can make an incredible income without ever creating a single product, running a single ad, cold calling a single person, without creating anything and without any risk. Can you see why I'm excited about this? Please write this down. Whoever can make it rain controls the game. Whoever can make it rain controls the game. Who is a high-ticket closer? A high-ticket closer is a doer, a positive-minded achiever, an aggressor. A high-ticket closer is a compulsive, driven person with a desire to win, to succeed, to sell, to become the best, nothing less. A high-ticket closer is a man who can and will do more than any salesman ever dreamed about accomplishing. He knows how to warm up to people. He knows how to get clients feeling good about themselves. He has a way of building his clients up so much that they cannot possibly say no. A high-ticket closer is a special kind of salesman that people like, people get excited with, people believe in, and people feel special around. A high-ticket closer is true and convincing. He is sincere and he always fucking wins. Always wins. Let me share with you why I believe high-ticket closing is the highest paying part-time gig or side hustle in the world. Reason number 1, high profits due to low or no overhead. All you need is just a computer and a telephone. In some cases, just a computer, because a lot of the time we do the calls through Skype or Zoom. You don't need fancy equipment, software, or office space. You don't have to spend money building websites and creating landing pages and running ads and driving traffic and buying software and building funnels, etc., etc. Your client, the expert, is doing all of that for you. Isn't this exciting? Reason number 2, predictable and stable high income. You can make $10,000 a month working with just one business leader or thought leader. Just one. Not 5, not 10, 1. You don't have to worry about getting new clients. In fact, your clients are more worried about you leaving them, and I'll prove to you why in just a moment. Reason number 3, you can start now, fast. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need credibility. You don't need to be well-known. You don't need a marketing budget. Your client has all of that already. You're not selling you, you're selling them. You can start making a great income in as little as 60 days from now. Reason number 4, freedom. This is truly a freedom-based business. You can work when you want, where you want, and how much you want. And you never have to drag family and friends into some BS MLM deal. You will only talk to warm prospects who actually want what you offer. Isn't it nice for a change? Reason number 5, no product creation or service delivery needed. You don't need to create the products. You don't need to deliver the coaching or run the workshop or fulfill the services because you're selling other people's high ticket offers. You don't need to buy inventory or try to get products from China like Amazon or create any of the content. It's not about you. It's about your client. You getting this? Number 6, low stress and very low tech. You don't need to build a massive email list. In fact, you don't need a list at all. You don't need to learn complicated marketing techniques. All you need to know is good telephone skills. To me, it doesn't get any more low tech than that. Reason number 7, happier clients. Because you're actually helping the expert personally. They will get results. You're making them and yourself a lot of money every month. Everyone else in the company is an expense. You are the profit maker and they will love you for it. They'll love you for it. This is not hype. I've done every single business model online that you can think of. I've done membership site. I've sold on Amazon. I've done ebooks. I've done coaching. I've done eBay. You name it. I've done it one way or the other. And I'm telling you right now, high ticket closing is the fastest and easiest money that you'll ever make because you piggyback on someone else's success instead of trying to start from scratch on your own with no resources. Make sense? And once you've made the fucking money, then you can start your own thing. This is a high profit, stress-free side hustle that you can be very proud of. Very proud of. And here's the thing. If you're selling any of your own products and services, the ability to close high ticket sales on the phone would easily double, triple, even 10x your earning power. So let's say if you're selling social media service or you're selling coaching service, you're selling consulting service, you're service provider, you're selling digital marketing service. It doesn't matter because the ability to close on the phone would make you more money. Because here's what I've learned. Maybe you're very good at what you do. Maybe you are very passionate about what you do. Maybe you love what you do. But here's the thing. There's very little relationship between being good at what you do and getting paid. Very little relationship. But there's a huge relationship between being good at what you do and being able to close sales and getting paid. This is how you get paid. I'm going to teach you how to get paid. It's the same skill. The ability to close sales is the number one skill that you need to be successful in life and in business. I'm not just talking about selling. I'm not talking about just some sales. I'm talking about closing high ticket sales. I'm talking about the ability to close anybody, anytime, anywhere, in life settings, in personal relationship, and in business. It's the same skill set. Secret number 3. High ticket closing is the easiest money that you'll ever make. Now, this is very, very interesting. I'm gonna walk you through some numbers here, okay? Your average marketers, entrepreneurs are busy in their own businesses. I've talked about this. And they're doing speaking gigs and they're running workshops and they're coaching clients and they're creating content and they're running ads and writing emails and doing product launches and making videos and managing the team, etc., etc., etc. I could go on, but I think you get the idea. These successful people, entrepreneurs, they know that they need to be doing high ticket sales because I've explained to you, that's where all the money is. They know they're leaving hundreds of thousands or even millions on the table, but they don't have the time or the ability to close these sales on the phone themselves. They are busy, or in some cases, it's bad positioning since they're the expert. They haven't got a clue where to find and hire high ticket closers, and they don't know how to train these people and turn them into high ticket closers, even though they could find them. They have an advertising budget because we only work with players with money. I'm going to show you how in just a minute. Here's some example, actual job postings from Facebook. Here's one. Would you like to earn a fantastic income comparable to what doctors make by helping people achieve their dreams, all while working from home or from anywhere in the world? Would you like to be on the phone with pre-sold prospects every day who are eager to speak with you? Would you like to earn $500 per sale or more with no cold calling? Right? Sales experience is not essential, as training will be provided. However, this role is not for everyone. You must be self-motivated. You must be coachable. You love talking to people. Here's another one. Would you like to earn $500 or more per enrollment? Would you like to be handed at least 5 red-hot pre-sold inbound leads every day to talk to with zero cold calling? Would you like to be on the phone with prospects that have already said yes 10 times before they even get on the phone with you? I could go on and on and on. Here's some more. I'm hiring another sales superstar ASAP. As we've been growing very quickly, we do around 30 to 40 new front-end sales a day and sell a 2K to 10K packages weekly. Looking for one superstar to hire. Shoot me a private message if you think you're a good fit. Another one, we are hiring. Here's another one, hiring an enrollment coach. I could go on and on. Can you see this? I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. There's a lot of demand. And let me tell you something about business. This is basic business. There's a lot of demand in the marketplace and little supply. There's a fortune to be made. There's a fortune to be made. And this trend is not going away. Now, is this all kind of making sense to you now? Let's run some numbers. Let's talk money. I'm going to assume that you don't want to work 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. each day. Most people wouldn't want to work their normal work hours if they have a choice, right? I'm going to show you how to make an incredible income from just 1 or 2 clients. And how to make a lot of money working just a few hours a day. Okay, stay with me. Let's run some numbers. Let's say your client has a $5,000 high ticket offer, $5,000. And let's say your commission is 10%. So $500. And your closing ratio, using my proven sales script that I'll provide for you, let's say is 20%, which is decent. And let's say pretend that you talk to 5 qualified prospects a day. Now, and all the leads are provided to you, 5 people a day. And that means you make 1 sale a day, $500. And you're like, yeah, I like to take it easy. So you only work 4 days a week. That's $2,000 a week. You take 3 days off and you do whatever the hell you want. Okay? That's $8,000 a month with no business expense whatsoever. And here's the best part. Remember, your commission is 10%. You've just made your client $80,000 in sales. Is the client happy? Yeah. Is he going to keep you around? You bet. But what if let's get a little bit more aggressive. Here's what gets very interesting. Let's say your client has a 10K high ticket offer, and Kayvon now is actually closing, $17,000 offers. But let's say your client has a 10K package. And let's say you've been around a little bit longer and you have some experience now, and your commission, you can negotiate a little bit, and it's instead of 10%, it's 15%. So you get $1,500 a sale. And because of through my training, I train you, I coach you, and your closing ratio is a little bit better. It's now instead of 20%, it's 25%. Okay, 1 out of 4, 25%. And you don't mind working hard. And you're like, you know what, Dan, I can talk to more people every day. And you talk to 8 qualified prospects a day. Again, all the leads are provided to you. Do you know what that looks like? That means you're making 2 sales a day. That's $3,000 per day. And let's say you don't mind hustling. You don't mind putting in some effort because you want to grow. And let's say you work 5 days a week, just 5 days a week. That's $15,000 a week. Not per month, a week. That's $60,000 a month. That's $720,000 a year. And what's the cost of running the business? 0. What's the risk? 0. 0. Think about it. Can you see how this is possible? How would that kind of income change your life? How would that kind of income change your life? Now, I'm going to bring Kayvon, and Kayvon can share his story because I think it is something that you could relate to. So Kayvon, go ahead.
Well, I got to ask the question, how many of you are excited about this, first of all? Because I remember I wasn't excited when I first met Dan. In fact, I was scared. I was tired. I lost my confidence. I lost my conviction. I had no hope. I mean, I was broken. I tried everything for over 2 years of trying to be this online entrepreneur. I put myself into $120,000 in debt, and I was sinking fast. And when I first started, I remembered I said I was never going to go and ask personal friends or personal colleagues or even my dead broke parents to help me if I ever got into a bind. And I remember there was a time when I had to call my mother. Now, my mother, my parents have nothing. They have a house. That's about it. They had to take a mortgage in their 70s just so I can pay my rent. You want to talk about being embarrassed? You want to talk about having your dreams be taken away from you? I mean, I was broken and dead broke. I lost all direction, lost all hope. I tried everything. I tried affiliate marketing, drop shipping. I tried 7 different MLMs. There's not an MLM out there that I have not tried, believe me. I actually know that I can't even do any more MLMs because all my friends are sick and tired of hearing from me. I have tried being a coach. I tried being a consultant. I even tried writing a book, and I got scammed $10K by doing so. I tried joining different masterminds. I bought every program out there. I was just looking for something more. I knew that I had something to give, but I didn't know where or what or how. And it wasn't until I met Dan Locke. And it wasn't the first time I met, it was the second time. The first time I met Dan Locke was here at Vancouver at TEDx Stanley Park when he was the opening speaker. And here comes Dan Locke in this red suit. And I remember sitting in the crowd like it was yesterday and telling myself, who is this guy? Who's this guy in a red suit? He has no idea who I'm going to be. I'm going to be speaking next year on this stage, and he's going to want to do business with me. And what I later on realized that it was actually my insecurity. And when I was struggling and I was in this, literally, I mean, I didn't even know how I was going to put food on the table. I remember going online onto the YouTube, and again, a year later, the guy in the red suit, his YouTube channel, Dan Locke, and I started listening and watching the videos, and then something just clicked. I knew I had to work with him. I knew I had to reach out to him. But I also knew in doing so, I was going to have to work hard and invest my time, my energy, and my money. And within 1 month of working with Dan Locke, I went from losing $25,000 a month to earning $25,000 a month with no business expenses. I went from having no confidence to an abundance of confidence. I now get to actually work with all of these thought leaders, these coaches, these authors that I look up to. I get to work one-on-one with them. I get to close their high-ticket offers. I work my own hours. I work from my own office. In the summer times, we work from my boat. This month alone, we're on track to earning not just $40K. In fact, we're on track to earning over $50,000 a month. And I'm only working 25 to 30 hours a week max. This is a dream I never thought was even possible. Now, my relationships with my fiance is gone through the roof. I travel with my friends. I get to enjoy life, and I finally get to be that person I always knew myself to be, and I get to be the son I always wanted to be for my mother and for my family.
And that's a very, very powerful story. And of course, results are not typical. I'm not promising you that you get K1's result or you get my result, because our results certainly are not typical. And the average person who attends webinars and training like this, they don't take any action on what they learn, and therefore they get 0 results. But however, we are excited to show you exactly what's working for us. I want to emphasize something here, okay? This is not get rich quick. Okay, I don't do get rich quick. This is get rich smart. So secret number 4, you don't need to be an expert at high ticket sales. You do not need to be an expert at high ticket sales because all the traditional sleazy sales techniques don't actually work when it comes to high ticket sales. So maybe if you've had a little bit of sales training, forget that shit. You never have to be a fast talking, slimy salesperson. If you sell low ticket offer, maybe. If you're selling in the mall, maybe. There are very specific strategies on how this is done. And I'll teach you how to be a high status and high ticket closer without all the trial and error. Okay. In fact, I prefer that you don't have any sales experience. So then I don't have to teach you and have to untrain you a bunch of shit, right? Because someone else has already done the groundwork for you. You don't need experience. You don't need to know anything about sales. As I said, I actually prefer if you don't, then I don't have to correct all your bad habits. We will provide you, Kiva and I will provide you with a script and role play with you to make sure that you master this high income skill. And I'll show you how to get contracts as well, if that's what you want to do. So not only you master the skill, so not only you now have the skill, but I'll show you how to get paid. Remember, it's about getting paid. It's a very typical common high ticket sales funnel. I want to take you a little bit behind the scenes and kind of explain to you how this business works. So a typical expert, they're running, let's say running a Facebook ad, they drive them to a webinar and people watch a webinar, kind of like this. And then after the webinar, they encourage people to schedule a time with one of their people, in this case, you, to be on the phone with them and close them a high ticket offer. A very, very typical funnel. So you see, by the time they get to you on the phone, they've already gone through quite a few steps. They've jumped through a few hoops before they ever get to talk to you on the phone. The expert is generating the leads and putting the prospects through a series of trust building steps. You never cold call anybody. You'll only be talking to prospects who have gone through a funnel and who have filled out an application form. You only talk to people who are pre-interested and pre-qualified. All you have to do is to follow my high ticket closing system and get paid. Oh, come on, Dan. It cannot be that simple. It is that simple. It is simple because your clients, successful entrepreneurs and thought leaders, know that they need to make high ticket sales because that's where the money is. They already have a reputation, they have an offer, they have a list, and they have an advertising budget, just like myself. And high ticket closing produces real results for them. They can't be bothered doing this. They don't have the time. Remember, they are busy in their own businesses. And remember, the entrepreneurs don't have the time or inclination to do this themselves and jumped at the opportunity for others to do it for them. And that's you. Now, you now know why it is absolutely critical to develop your high income skill for long-term financial success, and why high ticket closing is one of the most high paying and most in-demand professions in the world, and how high ticket closing is the easiest money that you'll ever make, and why you don't need to be an expert at high ticket sales in order to get started now. Let me share my problem with you. Every single week, I get dozens of requests from entrepreneurs and business leaders and thought leaders and influencers for high ticket closers. They email me, they private message me and say, hey, Dan, can you recommend somebody? I need high ticket closers to sell my high ticket packages. And I said, I mean, I can recommend a couple, but I don't really have a lot of people I can recommend because most of them are not good. And that becomes my problem. And in order to solve this, I have two options. Option number one, I could start taking on these clients and building infrastructure and renting a big office, kind of like a sales floor, and hire lots of employees, which is not what I want to do. Or number two, I could certify a small group of people that I could trust and make them a high ticket closer and give them these contracts and get a small piece of the action. And that's why I'm doing this webinar. I'm very transparent because I'm looking for go-getters that I can train that to join my high ticket sales team and work with these business leaders. That's my motive. That's why I'm doing this. And in the next 60 days, I'm going to certify a small group of people in in my high ticket closers certification program. I'm going to take you under my wings and show you the fastest path to six figures as a high ticket closer. I will be personally working with 39 serious players and transform them into high ticket closing badasses. Okay. And I'm not going to try to sell you on this, because the fact is, if you need convincing, this isn't for you. You know who you are, and you know what you want, and you know if you belong to this group or not. In fact, if you're the right person, you probably already made a decision. You want in 30 minutes ago. I'm just going to walk you through so you know exactly what you're getting when you join my team. You get 7 live classes with me, kind of like this, walking you through my complete high ticket closers course curriculum, step by step. We do the class once a week. We'll do this, we'll get on the phone as a group, and I'll teach you. I'll teach you through a 7-week period of time. And at the end of each session, I'll also answer your questions live. This is not some online video you just watch. No, we're doing this live. You get templates, you get scripts, you get checklists for every class, for every class to help you follow along so you can take action and implement and practice. Now, if for some reasons you cannot make a couple of the live classes, you'll also get the recordings of all the lessons. So you can watch them over and over again on your computer, iPad, or your smartphone. Let me just share something with you. This is my normal hourly rate. If you go to Clarity, that you would see how much I charge. My current hourly consulting rate is $3,000 an hour. Within the high ticket program, you get 13 hours of my direct mentorship through a 7-week period. That's a solid $42,000 worth of value.
Dan, I just also want to just put in there the fact that, like, even myself, I'm paying $30,000 a year just to mastermind with Dan. I know Dan charges $10,000 to $20,000 to corporations for him to go in for an afternoon to teach their people on high ticket selling.
Yes, and that's why it's for a fraction of the cost. You get direct mentorship from me because of just the way we structure this program. And also, by the end of the program, at the end of 7 weeks, you will be certified by me and Kayvon as a high ticket closer. You'll get a certificate from me in the mail. It means now you have the skill of high ticket closing with you for the rest of your life. And you also, at the end, you get a chance to close sales for me and for my partners and for Kayvon and for the contracts that we have. Because this is not, I want to emphasize this, this is not some like BS online training program with a bunch of stupid videos, because I hate those things. Some of them are good, but I don't like the format of those things. This is a live mentorship program. This is an opportunity for you to be mentored by me personally and work with me and Kayvon side by side, because I need to train you. I want to mentor you. I have ready to go contracts for my best students. It is only limited to 39 serious people. I don't want looky-loos. I don't want no wannabes. I want players. Now, we have a lot of people listening to this webinar tonight. So I suspect by the time that this webinar ends, a lot of spots will be gone. It's first come, first serve. I don't care how much experience that you have or don't have. We are going to do this together as a team and get started together. You got it? Okay. This is for serious people. Of course, it's not for everybody. It's for serious people who've been following my work for a period of time. If you know nothing about me, this is probably not for you, okay? It means that you've read some of my books, listened to my podcast, or watched some of my YouTube videos. This is not for you if you're scared to talk to people on the phone. Because if your confidence is that low, I don't know if there's much Kayvon I could do it for you. I mean, we're good, but we're not miracle workers here, okay? This is not for you if you're not coachable. I want to emphasize this. I only want go-getters who makes no excuse and can get shit done. The question is that you? Is that you? One of the common questions that I get from people is, Dan, what if I don't get chosen by the end of the program? What if I don't make your team? Then what? let me say this. It is not my job to make sure you get on my team. It is your job to make sure you get on my team.
And
That's
I
a great,
remember,
yeah, go ahead.
and I remember, Dan, I remember when you told me about this, I said the same thing. I said, but what, even if I get the skill, how am I going to build a business? How am I going to get the contracts?
Yes.
And I'll tell you what I realized is that after I developed that skill, I then developed that confidence, the know-how to go and get those contracts. Now, I don't even have to pick up the phone. The contracts are calling me. They want to work with me, and they're going to want to work with you after you develop the skill.
It's interesting how life works. And this is a great quote. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, and teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. I'm going to teach you how to fish so you can feed yourself for a lifetime. But I'm also going to give you a fish. So I'm going to teach you how to fish, but I'm also going to give you a fish. During one of the weeks, I'll actually show you, during the 7 weeks, how to get gigs, how to negotiate contract, how do you ace that interview. All these techniques and skills and strategies, I'm going to give it to you. Now, although you might think at this point, oh, it's very important for you to make the team, I'm telling you, by the end of the high ticket closing certification program, you won't need Dan Locke, you won't need Kayvon to quote unquote give you a contract. You will have the ability to close anyone, anytime, anywhere. Anytime, anyone, anywhere. And that's the power, the ability to close. And you don't need me to give you gigs. But the funny thing is, when you don't need me to give you gigs is probably when I give you the most gigs. So we're talking on over $42,000 worth of value if you were an outsider, okay? But for Team Dan Locke, for you to be on this webinar, if you take action, when you take action on today's webinar, the investment for this program is not $42,000. It's not even $25,000, which is what I charge for Dave Consulting. The investment is not $8,000. It's not $10,000. It's not $5,000. It's not even $3,000 for 1 hour of my time. The entire 7-week high ticket closer certification program is only $24.95. And you can even take me up on my easy pay installment option if you need to. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to www.fumoney.com/now. Again, it's www.fumoney.com/now and get yourself registered. Let me ask you a question. If all the high ticket closer program did for you was to generate $5,000 a month in income for you, would that be worth the $2,500 investment? If all the high ticket closer program did for you was to give you the skill and the confidence and status that you need to close anyone, anywhere, anytime, would that be worth it? Only you can answer that question. Again, go to www.fumoney.com/now. This is the only time I'm making this available and the only time I will make it available. I don't do this a lot. This is not what I do for a living. I've already shared with you why I'm doing this webinar. I'm only doing this because my business and Kayvon's business, we need high ticket closers. And I want you to know that when you join my team, this is going to be a long-term relationship. This is the beginning of a lifetime relationship. This is not just a program, some online program that you take and you never hear from the guy again. We are going to be working closely together. I want you to become as successful as possible because your success is my success. I want you to go through the program and you email us, you call us 3 months, 6 months from now. Hey, Dan and Kayvon, being a high ticket closer changed my fucking life forever. I left my job and now makes $10,000 a month from home and I just bought a new car. That's the kind of story I want to hear from you. And fortune favors the bold. Here's what I've learned. So when you take action today, I'm going to surprise you with a few kick-ass bonuses. Bonus number 1, you will get my 6 steps to six-figure system. And this is my most powerful program. It has helped hundreds of people. And hundreds of people have invested $1,995, $2K in this system. And it has helped more people than any other programs I've ever produced. Now, the reason I'm giving you this is this. It is a program designed to help service providers, speakers and coaches and consultants and thought leaders. In fact, when you watch the videos, you'll see that you see 200 of them in the room when you watch a program. I want you to get how they think, because guess what? You'll be working with those entrepreneurs. So I want you to go through the program. It's a foundational program that will make you more effective as a closer. Bonus number 2, you also get one-on-one role play time with Kayvon. Now, you can already see Kayvon is awesome at what he does. He is done very, very well as a closer. Is the money that he's making. And he will help you hone your skills and kind of put what you learn into practice. And when you role play with him, he can help you pinpoint a few things that maybe they can help you better your skill. Absolutely priceless. That's another $750 worth of value. You get that for free when you take action now. Bonus number 3, you will also get recordings of actual role plays and sales calls. Actual role plays, you get to record, you can get to listen in, kind of be a fly on the wall, and how this is done, the tonality, the script, the words, the questions, you get all of that. This is $5,000 worth of value. I believe personally, this bonus alone is easily worth the investment of the entire program. In total, we're talking about almost $49,000 worth of value for the high ticket closer program. But wait, I have one more thing for you. You also get lifetime, not 1 year, not 3 months, lifetime access to a special private Facebook group with all the latest high ticket sales, students, closers, graduates, past students, also future students. You would interact with them. And within their Facebook group, I'm going to post any gigs that we find, any contractors we find that we search from over the internet. I would post them there. So basically kind of like a job post. You would get access to that. You can jump on that. And Kayvon and I, we're here to help you. We're here to support you even if after you graduate from the program. Like I said, we want you to succeed. We want you to do well. And you get to interact with past graduates and future graduates, as I talked about. I think that's a very, very powerful thing. And as a community, we're going to grow together. So again, $49,000 worth of value. Here's what I want you to do. Go to www.fumoney.com/now to get started. But Dan and Kayvon, but I'm completely broke. Can you train me now and I can pay you back later? The answer is no. The reason I want you to invest first because it filters out the wannabe. It separates the man from the boy. When there's no skin in the game, there's no game. I've been in business long enough. I know that's the truth. I know when you put some money on the line, you give your 100%. I know whatever you pay attention. If you don't even want it bad enough to do whatever you can to figure things out and be resourceful and invest a couple grand to learn from me, frankly, I don't really want you on my team. And neither does Kayvon.
No,
and if you know, right?
I was going to say, let me just put in perspective. Do you remember? I was $120,000 in debt. And when I went and got the mentorship with Dan, it was $30K. I had to crawl with my fingernails because I was willing to do whatever it takes. And that is the type of attitude we want. Those are the players we want to win with.
I absolutely agree. And if you know anything about me, you know that I don't look at this as a money-getting opportunity. As you already know, I don't need the money. I would take the money, but I don't need the money. It doesn't matter to me if every single person on this webinar go to the website and join the program. It won't make a financial difference to me. Believe me, none, not one bit. It's not going to change my fucking life, but it's absolutely going to change yours. So now you have a choice. You can choose. Life stays the same. You can either take the information that I've given you and forget all about it and stay stuck where you are, and you keep chasing the next shiny object, buying the next course, reading more stupid ebooks, going to another seminar, attend the next webinar, and waste your life and hoping someday your life will be different. Or your life will never be the same. What if you join an entirely new industry that's on the boom in sales and no one knows about it? What if you can sell service that needs to be sold that pays $1,000 to $2,000 or so commission per sale? What if I told you warm inbound leads would be provided. And you only need to close 5 to 10 sales, a couple per week, to make 6 figures a year. And what if I told you there's virtually zero competition? And what if there was no experience or credibility required? And what if you could also do this and work from anywhere in the world? No office, no sales floor needed, no commute. What if there was also zero paperwork to be filled out? And what if you could be your own boss, work your own hours, and make as much money as you want? And what if you can make big money even if you start out and doing it on the side? And what if you get to work alongside with me and Kayvon? Life will never be the same. I want you to go to www.fumoney.com/now. And I only have one last question for you. If not you, then who? And if not now, then when? This is your time. You've waited long enough. You've struggled long enough. You've hesitated long enough. Today's the day where you say, you know what, fuck it. Today's the day you say, my life is worth it. My financial future is worth it. That I am worth it. From now on, you will have a high income skill for the rest of your life. And High Ticket Closer certification program will show you how to do that. I look forward seeing you on the other side. Go for it.